a relatively small plot of artichokes, lettuce, tomatoes, watermelon, and Irish potatoes. While working in this garden, McIlhenny stumbled upon his miraculous discovery. As McIlhenny recounted later, he'd just begun to clear the weeds, wind-borne rubbish, and ashen debris in preparation for planting, when he was stunned to find a dozen or so stunted red pepper plants, bearing fruit, poking up out of the undergrowth and tangle. McIlhenny had to think a moment to recall how these plants had come to be in Avery Island soil in the first place. In the early days of the Civil War, McIlhenny had met a Confederate soldier with the mysterious name of Friend Gleason, who'd given him a handful of chilies just brought back from the Tabasco region of southern Mexico. "You'll find that these will add exceptional flavor to your food," Gleason told McIlhenny. Intrigued, McIlhenny had planted the seeds from these peppers on the island, just as the Union soldiers were poised to invade. Astonishingly, McIlhenny thought, Gleason's chilies had survived and thrived, despite the sacking of the island. McIlhenny remembered stripping a few of the peppers from their stalks and taking them into the plant shed to study them more closely. They were exquisite, deep blood red in color and perfectly shaped. Although not a religious man, McIlhenny found it impossible to deny the divine qualities of plants that had stood up to hellish destruction, according to family legend. It seemed certain to McIlhenny that these scrawny vines with the picture postcard peppers were omens pointing to some as yet unclear direction he should take. So he tinkered with the peppers, planting their seeds for future crops and using their juice in recipes, especially for pepper sauces. The ex-slaves on Avery Island were familiar with hot flavors from their native African and Caribbean cuisines. McIlhenny asked them for advice. Some of them said the pepper juice had to breathe over time before its full taste and character could be brought out. Let it mature and ferment, they told him. Others offered suggestions for ingredients that taste best with peppers. Based on their recommendations, McIlhenny added salt and vinegar to pepper mash and aged the mixture for 20, 30, 40 days. When he finally unveiled his concoction, McIlhenny feared the worst. This mishmash, full of disparate flavors, could never have a pleasing taste, he thought. Upon sampling it, though, his concerns were immediately allayed. He was overjoyed by the pungent but rewarding recipe he'd cooked up virtually by accident. McIlhenny's pepper sauce, he would soon learn, perfectly seasoned fish and meats and superbly fit in with the growing Louisiana hunger for spicy dishes. McIlhenny shared the sauce with friends, who liked it as well. So he poured the thick wine-red liquid into discarded cologne bottles with narrow necks, added sprinkler fitments so only a drop of the piquant sauce could be dispensed at a time, labeled them E. McIlhenny Tabasco pepper sauce, and offered them for sale. In the initial shipment in 1869, wholesalers were so excited about the prospects for this fresh and entirely original condiment that they purchased nearly 700 bottles for national distribution at $1 each, equal to about $15 per bottle in today's money. And thus, what we now know as Tabasco sauce was born. McIlhenny's story is an engaging, uplifting narrative of a providential pepper plant that saved the fortune of a once wealthy but now humbled man and his family. The trouble is, large parts of it are false, nothing more than marketing fables Edmund McIlhenny fabricated to promote his new product as one that had risen up out of the depths of the Civil War. This much is known to be true. His ex-slaves did help